You know, RIVA really was designed from the ground up to be the safest, most flexible system on the market for sterile compounding. When we look at why do we introduce sterile compounding automation, the first and foremost priority has to be safety. Safety really has two components, the accuracy of the dose as well as the sterility of the dose. So I think if we look from an accuracy standpoint, determining first of all the accuracy of the consumables that have been loaded. Are the syringes of the right diameter? Are the needles loaded properly? Are the bags that are initially loaded, is the barcode readable? Is the correct amount of fluid coming from the manufacturer overfilled or underfilled and would not be suitable for that dose? Are the vials of the proper weight? All of these go into ensuring that dose can be compounded correctly. RIVA has discrete and multiple checks for every type of consumable to ensure that it meets the minimum integrity standards to be able to compound a dose safely. When we talk about sterility, I think that's what sets RIVA apart from any other solution on the market. The RIVA compounding chamber has over 600 air changes per hour. This vastly exceeds any regulatory standard now or in the foreseeable future. That airflow is also very high velocity, and high velocity, high volume airflow within a sterile compounding system is vital. If you have an IV robot, a 6-axis robot moving around, that has some degree of disturbance in the air, and the only way to work around that disturbance is by having high velocity and high volume at the same time. And this is what our smoke studies are intended to show. We have RIVAs installed in GMP facilities, and we've conducted smoke studies every 6 months. By placing the smoke emitters directly over the robot, we've demonstrated that there's no disturbance in the airflow because of the high velocity air. The robot could safely pick up, transport exposed critical sites on our consumables without breaking first air. There are other unique features in RIVA, I think, that really sets it apart as the industry standard. Probably one of the most important is pressure management. Pressure management is what ensures that once a vial has been entered by a needle, that neither fluid nor liquid can escape. RIVA performs a dynamic calculation on every draw that is done from a vial to ensure that a slight negative pressure remains inside that vial. This is vitally important, especially in systems compounding hazardous drugs, that there is no escape of fluid or of hazardous vapors into the compounding area. So pressure management sets RIVA apart. It's one of the unique features that other systems don't have. Finally, from a safety perspective, is the completeness of the process. All compounding systems are able to make a dose, and with some degree of accuracy based on a set of algorithms. I think RIVA is different in that there's a series of calculations that are performed to ensure that the cumulative error does not exceed any of the set standard. We want all those cumulative errors accounted for. Probably the last point is labeling. RIVA contains an extremely robust and configurable labeling system. What this allows us to do is configure a label specific to each facility's standards, and then when the dose is finished, affix that label directly to the dose and output it. The importance there is that once the dose is output, it's actually ready to be dispensed or stored and doesn't require any further manipulation by the pharmacist to ensure that all the information is accurate and present on the label.
For more information, visit ARxIUM.com.